This is take one. Hi guys. Yeah, today, do you know Dax Flame? Yeah, he's a YouTube creator. And I guess he's quite famous. Anyway, I have known him since I started learning English. Because I started watching YouTube English content. Anyway, when I started learning English, I subscribed some English podcast called, Bad Friends. There are famous comedians, two comedians, Bobby Lee and Andrew. Yeah. And one of them is actually Bobby Lee is Korean, I know. Anyway, in that podcast, I came across Dax Flame out of nowhere because he was there for a guest one day. And, Bad Friends, that podcast is a kind of comedy show. So usually guests are also kind of comedians. So at first when I saw Dax Flame, I thought he was also comedian too. But after few minutes, after they had some conversations, it felt kind of weird, cause I was like, is he real comedian? Cause you should see that. You should see him. It's kind of he has kind of weird vibe. It's not typical comedians thing. Yeah, it's kind of very different. It's one of a real new type in comedy field. I mean, yeah. So at first I was confused because he has a kind of very low and calm mood, and he even can't talk well. He couldn't talk smoothly, even he is a comedian. How should it be possible? Right? It's kind of nonsense, but it's while it doesn't make sense, but meanwhile that awkward situation, I don't know how, somehow it makes some funny vibe. It's kind of it felt like amazing. Yeah, it's somehow like magical. That situation causes some funny vibes. I don't know how, I don't know why. Dax Flame is a kind of weird meanwhile amazing comedian I ever seen. So yeah, that's all. Now I became one of his fan, and most of all, he's funny. I don't know. So maybe and I'm not sure is that his real character or not. Maybe, yeah, he could be acting like that. Or is he real character? I don't know. Is he real? Is that his real personal character? I don't know. Anyway, you should check that one day. It's kind of weird. Once you see that, you can feel why I say like this. Anyway, that's all for today. Thanks for listening, guys. Have a great day. Bye. Take 3, guys. So, do you know Dax Flame? He is a YouTube creator and I guess he's already pretty well known. Anyway, I first found out about him after I started learning English because, I began watching a lot of English content on YouTube. Back then, I used to listen to a podcast called Bad Friends. You know that one? It's hosted by 2 comedians, Bobby Lee and Andrew Santino. And actually, Bobby Lee is Korean. So yeah, I felt kind of familiar with that. One day, I saw Dax Flame on the show as a guest. And as you know, since it's a comedy podcast, so most of the guests are also comedians. So at first I thought he was one too. But after a few minutes into the conversation, I started to feel like something was off. Like I was thinking, wait, is he actually a comedian? Cause honestly, he was so different. He doesn't have that typical comedian energy, like loud, confident, quick with jokes, but his the total opposite. Very calm, super quiet, and even kinda awkward when he talks. But somehow that awkwardness itself becomes funny. Yeah. It doesn't make sense, but at the same time it totally works. It's weirdly funny, almost magical, I'd say. So maybe I think that's his charm. Dax Flame might be one of the most unique comedian I've ever seen. And now I'm actually a fan because he's funny at all, but in totally different way. And you know what? I can still tell if that's his real personality or just the character he plays. Maybe he's acting, or maybe that's just who he really is. I don't know. But once you watch him, you'll get what I mean. That's all for today. Thanks for listening, guys. Have a great day. Bye.